Now today we're going to take a big journey from here up in the northeast all the way down to Folkestone and the Eurotunnel. Now that isn't much of an issue, it's about 7.5 hours, but a bit of a trek. The issue or the problem we might have is that if we don't get our campsite in France and on the pitch by 9 PM, we may not be let in. Eurotunnel we've booked so far is probably going to be a little bit late, so we're going to set up a bit early and hopefully we can get on an earlier Eurotunnel. As we know, at the moment Folkestone's had bit issues and also the roads down there might not be favourable. So let's see if we get there. I'm going to take you with us. So we're about 2 hours into our journey. It's been going really well, but we've hit the A1M, and the A1M to Yorkshire is always a bit tricky, and we're currently hitting quite heavy traffic. We're about an hour away from our stop. I'm going to show you our service station in about an hour, but this isn't great because it means we're probably going to start becoming a little bit behind time where I want to be to get there early so we can get an earlier Eurotunnel. But not much you can do, just have to sit in traffic for a bit on the A1M. I hope it speeds up soon. So, see you in about an hour. Left home just after 9 o'clock, about 10 past, did about 3 hours or so, and we stopped at North Grantham Services to put the what 3 words down below. Drive's been absolutely fine. It was that one little sticking point. We've popped into the service station, used the facilities, and then we're gonna, we've already got some chips while we're there, just because I feel something's a little bit naughty, going into services and not buying anything at all. Grantham North is normally pretty good for caravans, but what they've done is they've put Tesla chargers in, and also they've put in, like made you go into the car section, so we're probably nearly 12 and a bit metres long, and as you can see from what's on screen now, we're nowhere near that. So we don't really get to fit in the space, so we just kind of shoehorned it in at the end and hope for the best, and we'll just be on our way in a little bit. So we've got about 3.5 hours left in the car. The girls have been really good so far, but I think they are starting to get the point of being a little bit touchy. But hopefully that break will move it up. And hopefully we get down to Folkestone without having to fill up fuel again, because that's another issue. But so far, 29 mpg. Can't grumble. We've done about another 2 hours on the road here. That means since we left, it's been about 6 hours since we left the house, and we're now on the UK's favourite car park called the M25. We had a couple of things, we had a couple of sets of roadworks that slowed us down quite a bit, and now we also had the slip roads M25 took quite a while, and the sat nav is still saying it's going to take us 2 hours to get there, which it shouldn't do, but I'm assuming there's some kind of issue on the way which isn't going to be ideal, which means it is going to be tight for getting on an earlier train. Probably a little less likely, which means it's incredibly tight to get on the campsite for 9 o'clock. But we'll keep you posted. So we finally made it to the Eurotunnel. It is now nearly 5 o'clock. We were hoping to get on an earlier train so that we could definitely get to the campsite in time, but that's not looking good because it hasn't put anything up. So I'm assuming on the same train, which I think gets to there by 8 o'clock at night into sort of Calais area. But the problem is apparently they're delayed by half an hour, so that means we're not going to get there till 8:30. And our campsite said we must be on site for 9, and it's 45 minutes from the Eurotunnel to the campsite. So we're looking like it's going to be either very tight or we're just not going to get in, and then we're going to have to drive and find an air. But stay with us and we'll let you know what goes on. It's not the end of the world. We'll just claim it back on insurance if we need to and just charge it back to the Eurotunnel or maybe our travel insurance about it. But yeah, we're just going to have a quick wander around the terminal now. So we are now in the tunnel, like Olivia said, so bonjour, or bonsoir, because it is getting near night time. We've got on the tunnel, on the train anyway. It's left a bit late, so we'll have to see what we get like on the other side, but getting on was not a bit of bother. Just took it slowly down the carriageway. So now 35 minutes, and hopefully then we'll be in front, and then we can hopefully get to our campsite. But it is still touch and go about whether we're going to get there on time or whether we might not. But the girls are enjoying being on a train underground in a car with a caravan. Has everyone in tunnel yet?
No.
No. Now?
No.
No. Well, as you can see, and it was a bit hectic, so sorry I didn't show you more, we did get to our site. That's a good side. But as per usual with Rolling the Robsons, it always has to be a bit of a negative. And our negative is we've got the site, barrier down, etc, etc, that's fine. And we went in to check in because the reception wasn't open. We had to walk instead of the bar. Walked to the bar, and the lady says, "Oh yeah, we've given your pitch away." Thank you, really appreciate that. So we paid for electric full pitch, and we didn't get a pitch. So what we've had to do instead is we're just pitched up in their playing field. This is a really potentially good site if you do travel to France quite regularly. We're going to show you that tomorrow. But 28 quid a night, no electric, in a field is kind of what I expect to pay. Not what I expect to pay really. I expect maybe 12, 13 euros. But it is what it is, as the saying goes. So we're going to rustle up some tea, because when we were in the Eurotunnel, it literally, the Burger King was so slow we couldn't get served. So we're going to rustle up some tea, which tonight is going to be in the magical noodles. That's pretty much all we've got going. So we managed to plug into electric, we managed to get some electric even though I said we couldn't have it. We're not far from the kids' play park. And we're on a pitch that's about as level as Everest. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Had a great night's sleep here. Thoroughly enjoyed being on this campsite. So this morning's job is we're going to go and get diesel and go and get food to last us until Lucy comes. And remember, we're also going to show you a little tour of this amazing site. It's really, really good if you want to just get off the ferry or the Eurotunnel and camp up 25 minutes. Great site, so stay tuned for that. Filled a little bit of diesel, and the next thing on our list is to go into the supermarché. So we'll take you a little bit around. We're going to see if we can get some breakfast first, and there's two, there's Auchan and there's also Aldi. We'll see which one's cheaper. What have we got for breakfast?
Pie and chocolate.
All 4 for Daddy.
No.
How many for Daddy?
1.
Oh, okay then. No chocolate.
On the camera.
So we're going to give you a quick tour of this site. It's in Camping Louis, which is about 25 minutes away from the tunnel, and it's an absolutely great location if all you want to do is have a one-night stop or even a few night stop. I know for us it wasn't great, but I think it's a really ideal site. Coming in the main driveway here, you've got reception there, nicely barriered. Personally for us as a family, having a barrier is quite important because it just means it gives you a bit of extra security over what I suppose you would get if you were like just an air. I don't think there's any main issue with airs, but with 3 kids I just thought it was better to have a campsite. So you come in here, you've got pictures on left hand side. Most of the pictures seem to be delimited by hedges and things like that, which is really, really good. On the right hand side, this is what you use reception when reception is closed, is the bar. So you've got a bar here, as well as a bar, it also is a little restaurant. There's a quick selection of what's on the menu. And around the other side you've got a little kind of play area. So in here you've got pool, table tennis, things for the kids to play. We quite like this, a couple of games on there. That section's also got Wi-Fi, so if you've got your laptop and you need Wi-Fi, would be quite useful for us. That would be also really good for that. And round here you've got the main facility block. You've got male toilets, female toilets, and then we're going to show you that in a second. Pretty good, ample toilets. I'll just show you in one of these. And a couple of environments around the corner. On this side, all showers, all douche. There you go. More than ample to get yourself washed and sorted in the morning. So here, like we said, it's where the washing facilities are. So the girls are just doing some dishes before we go. And also around here, yeah, there's also a washing machine. You can wash your clothes over there. They do have on here some static caravans like this one. I mean, these are really great. I love these. I'll quickly show you this. They've also got like a sort of awning section A nice balcony there. So I've seen quite a few people sitting there on the evening last night having a few beers or a glass of wine and things, which is really good. Pitches seem to vary in size, so some of them look a bit tight for a big twin axle like us to get on, and some are bigger, some are smaller basically. They also have access to electric, but they don't have water and waste on the pitches, so you'd have to do that yourself. Right, we'll show you the play park. Again, here's some more pitches, very big ones here. A couple of camper vans parking here last night, and again some more statics that you can hire out. So if you're from somewhere further up like where we are in the northeast, I suppose it just makes it easier just to get a static, you're straight in, and you can go and look around the area. Now because we got our pitch taken off us, so it was given away by us, which wasn't the best, we're at the park here. So this is where the kind of children's play area is. So down the bottom there you've got the children's play area and a bit of drafts. Next to us, unfortunately there's been no one playing there, there's a little football field. And obviously because we're in France, there is also the ability to play boules down the bottom there, French boules. You gonna play? Yeah. Okay.
I will take the camera for you. Yeah.
While the girls are doing the washing and Olivia's going to play, it's now my job to get the caravan sorted. So we're meant to leave by about 11 o'clock. We're a bit late, and approximately 3 hours to our next destination. In the top right here, I'll put a video showing when Dad last took the girls out in England and how well that didn't go. And remember to subscribe so you can continue to follow our journey on our next destination, which is another cracker. So don't miss that.